150.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike, and today is a very special stream. We are going to be doing a deep dive into academic labs. We're going to go through an awful lot of the project. This is not simply a review of the website. We are going to go down, have a look at the white paper and everything else. Happy Saturday to you all. I hope you've had a good week. The markets are absolutely pumping. Bitcoin is above $76,000. Ethereum is back above $3,000. And now it is time to go and have a look at some of the startup projects on GateIO. If you are watching on GateIO, say hello in chat. I have it open here. I can see what you have to say. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to get involved, there is a link to GateIO in the description below. You can click on that, come over to GateIO, register, do the KYC, and then come and follow Crypto Warehouse on GateIO and go and check out the startup page. We're going to go through that in a minute. We have a lot to talk about. Good morning to Danny. Good morning to Hidden Agendas. I hope you are all well. Let me very quickly go through the agenda for the day. We are going to take a look. First up, we're going to have a look at the startup page. We're going to go through the startup for this token that we're going to talk about, which is called, we're going to call it AX for the purposes of this show. We're going to have a look at the token. We're going to look at how you can take part in the token. As you can see, this is the first time we've ever done one of these where I haven't accidentally claimed before the stream. So we're going to show you how to claim. We're then going to go through the website, show you a little bit about academic labs. Then we're going to have a look at the deep dive, the white paper, the tokenomics, the roadmap, the team, and the socials. Now, if this project is 5 for 5 or 6 for 6, however you want to rate it, then as you know, instead of snog, marry, avoid, at the end of the stream, we have buy, sell, and hold. They are the three options we give you at the end of every one of these reviews. And believe you me, we're honest on here. We are not going to sit here and tell you to buy every token that we review. That's not how we work. We look at the pros and cons of every project. Maybe the team is great, but the roadmap and tokenomics let it down. Maybe the website is terrible, but the tokenomics hold up. That's what we're going to go through. And we do it. We are Switzerland. We are Ireland. We are neutral. We are not swayed either towards or against academic labs. We have to treat each one of them on their own merits. So, with all that being said, the last thing I'm going to say to you is make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on GateIO, make sure to give us a follow. We stream on GateIO 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. We also do some of these reviews on Saturdays as well. So that's 6 days a week you can watch us, as if you couldn't get enough of this clean-shaven face. Let's get into it and see what we have. Now, you've just joined GateIO. You've just logged in. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You have this beautiful little box here. That is the drop down of everything you can do on GateIO. And it might look complicated, but it really isn't. The exchange, clearly and obviously what that is for, and then startup. And that's the section that we're going to look at today. The startup section. I wouldn't like to call it a hidden gem because loads of people that use GateIO know about it. Two things you can do on GateIO. You can take part in the normal startup project, hold $10 or $15 on the exchange, and you can take part, become VIP 5 and get 400 shares. There's a whole spectrum of ways you can get involved. Another way to get involved is to hold GT. GT is the GateIO token. So you will have heard of other exchanges having their own tokens. The GateIO token is called GT, and holding it on GateIO gives you access to a plethora of ways to earn. We don't just have startup, we also have startup mining. And again, I am not going to sit here and tell you things that I don't personally do. Now, as you can see, I have 17.63 GT. The last time I did this stream, I had 4. And I made a promise and I said to you guys, I'm going to go and get the GT tokens and sort this out. I am accumulating GT token because I can mine multiple tokens on here. I can mine PGC, I can mine Swell, Cheems, I can stake USDT. But that's not why we're here. We're here to look at the startup section. And that falls into 2 categories. Hold assets on GateIO, number 1. And number 2, hold GT on GateIO. We're going to show you. I've already gone and applied for Seller and Art, and Geo4 is starting soon. So is MemeFi. This is the one we're interested in. Now, I press this button here, and that takes me to the page that we're going to review in a second. Okay? I can check this box. Now, for every 10 GT tokens I hold, I get 1 share. Okay? If I hold 20 or 29.9, I will get 2 shares. If I hold 10 or 10.99, I will get 1. It is round numbers. Okay? So I am, of course, working towards 20, 50, 100 GT tokens. That will be the plan over the next 6 months. I'm accumulating it through the startup and the startup mining. All of the coins, or the majority of the coins that I'm getting through GateIO, I am converting to GT, and that's helping my bag of GT. So hold GT and claim for free. I press that button, subscribed successfully. Congratulations, you have subscribed to the project successfully. Now, there isn't another one to subscribe to because I've already done that. So that's what I have now done. Up here, you can see the total number of subscribers, or supporters as they like to call it. 20,122 have subscribed to the channel. Good morning, Kishan. Welcome to the stream. Now, what happens next? Well, you can see to the right, you will see a 1 day, 19 hours, 52 minutes. That's the length of time before this token goes live. Now, when the token goes live, let's say it goes live at midday on Monday. At 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. on Monday, you will receive your allocation of Academic Labs tokens, AX tokens, will be put into your funding account. In there, you then have the choice. You can hold them, you can sell them, or if you think this is an incredible project, you can go and buy more at midday on Monday. They're the 3 options, and they're the 3 options I assess every project by. Do I want to buy? Do I want to sell? Do I want to hold? Okay. In other instances, in the past, we've looked at tokens. We looked at Deep. We held Deep for a very long time. That ended up doing a 3x. We sold at a very big profit on Deep. Other tokens that have appeared on here, Egan Pie has been on here. So Academic Labs, we're going to assess on its own merits. And this is the subscription page. So this gives you the breakdown of pretty much everything you need to know about the project. The introduction, the token economics, the overview, and the allocation. But not that we don't trust GateIO, but we need to do our own research. And that's when we're going to go move on and look at it ourselves directly through the materials that they have. So just to recap, to take part in this, you would need to hold 10 GT. At the time of recording, I believe GT tokens are about $9, $9.20. So you'd need $92 of GT token to take part in this and get 1 share. If you hold 100, that's going to cost you $920. It's simple math. I'm just giving you that as a rule of thumb. Now you can see down here, my VIP status is 4. If this wasn't a GT holders token, I would get 200 shares for having VIP 4. Okay, The different VIP levels give you different numbers of shares. For some of the startups, holding different amounts of GT will give you other amounts. I've got one because I've only got 17 GT. If I had 100, I would get 10 shares. Again, very simple. Now, before we begin, let's go through the risk warning. Let me make that a little bit bigger so it's clearer on the screen, and scroll down a bit so you can see. So the startup project is still in its initial stage. Factors including the operation and underlying tech of the project and other related regulatory activities might contribute to significant risks. Advanced technical and financial knowledge is required to understand and evaluate the inherent risks of the crypto asset investment. The volatility of the market is high and the price of the token can fluctuate. Users may not be able to withdraw the tokens due to issues. Now, in short, nobody is going to guarantee the price of this token. You claim this free allocation off your own back, and if the price goes up, you win. If the price goes down, there is nobody to blame. It is just the way that market forces work. If people love this token, it could very easily go up 300% on day one. If people don't like this token, it could drop 70% on day one. There is no God-given right for this token to do anything. It's the market forces that decide. Now, getting into it, I don't think we should read too much of this startup page because we're going to go and do it ourselves, but I will read you the very first paragraph. The project introduction. Academic Labs is the first edify ecosystem, I imagine, to enhance personalization and ownership in sharing knowledge and skills on Solana. So this is a Solana-based project. Academic Labs aims to combine DAO and Web3 with social education and gamification as to enhance the efficiency of the value exchange process in learning and sharing knowledge, fostering a continuously growing education ecosystem. Why don't they? I think they probably would remove the word system because it's probably been flagged as a sensitive word. And knowledge database. In the future, Academic Labs will be the best companion for users to achieve lifelong learning. AAX, I'm going to call it AX, Achieve, Accomplish, Web3. Well, that's actually quite nice. Achieve, Accomplish, Web3. I don't know if it's not called OR. Anyway, enough of this. Let's get into the website and have a look around. acad.live is the URL if you want to go to it directly. Now, one thing I must make abundantly clear at this point. There is no point in you coming in here and not doing your own research on top of us reviewing these projects for you. As a baseline level of research, you should follow them on Twitter and you should go through their website. That is the least you can do. If you can't get in an elevator with me and go up 3 stories in that elevator, if you can't explain to me what this project does in that time, then you have not carried out research to the depth you need to be able to explain it to somebody else. So that's what we mean by do your own research. How do you explain this to somebody in a very simple term? Okay, let's go through the website then. Academic Labs is a platform that fuses adaptive AI with Web3, redefining how knowledge is created and shared, allowing for maximum value creation for both learners and educators. Learners get rewarded for progressing through their learning journey in the form of AAX tokens, AX tokens, and much more. Learners also obtain Learn NFTs and Achievement NFTs that allow for on-chain verifiable education credentials. Very interesting indeed. Educators contribute to the generation of superior educational content. Educators are issued with educator NFTs representing ownership of education content and revenue streams from content subscriptions. AX token is the mechanism powering this revolutionary AI plus Web3 educative ecosystem. So that's it in a nutshell. This is a website on the blockchain. I imagine you pay through USDT, USDC on Solana. The educator would receive 60, 70, 80%. We're going to find out in a minute of the revenue. The rest of it will go to the website. This is absolutely straightforward. Could not be easier to understand. Okay, it is an education platform connected to the blockchain to allow blockchain payments for creators and for themselves. And for you, the learner, you are receiving your funds in AX tokens. That's pretty much it. Now, we could stop there and your elevator pitch would be very simple. You could say Academic Labs is a Solana-based education platform where you pay in Solana-based tokens, the platform takes a fee, and the educator takes the majority of the fees, and you're rewarded with NFTs for learning and educating. That would be your elevator pitch. That's how this platform works, and that's all you really need to know. The question is it going to be adopted? Is it going to get a critical mass of educators and a critical mass of learners? Let's go through the website and see what else we can find. These are the investors in the platform. Does anything jump out at you? Asia Token Fund, Signum Capital jump out at me. The partners, these are normally the partners that have helped them to build the platform. These are the ones that provide the backbone or maybe the development of the platform. That's what they tend to be. Now, down here, we've got some examples of courses and we've got some examples of the cost. So you can see down here, Trading Mentality is $4.99 USDT. You can see the next one, Smart Money Concept, is $29.98 in USDT. And you can see there are even ones on there which are free. Now, this is probably a very brand new platform. It doesn't seem to have been live for very long. The token is only just launching on Monday. So we're getting in early. So you have to take those things into account when you assess projects like this. You can't just come on here and say, well, there's no reviews and there's only a few courses. Everything has a start. Everything has an introduction. You need to assess how well you think this project is going to do moving forward. Remember, everybody watching this is early to crypto, okay? We are approaching mass adoption. The likes of Trump being elected, the likes of Gary Gensler being replaced, the likes of nation states buying Bitcoin. It's leading to mass adoption. These projects, whether we look at them a year ago or look at them now, they're still early. This could end up being the single biggest blockchain-based education platform in the world, okay? We cannot make that assumption today. What we can do is assess whether the business plan, the tokenomics, and the team are capable of leading this project into a market-leading position. So forget the number of courses on here. That is irrelevant. The trading courses on here, most of these are likely to be the same courses, which they are, which is fine. And again, you've got the different categories of courses. They appear to be very IT and crypto related. Obviously, you've got business, crypto, trading, digital marketing, IT and software, tech development, and others. We're not going to go through all of these. That's not important. You have some testimonials down here. Again, I wouldn't read too much into any of these testimonials. They are more than likely going to be made up because the platform is brand new. Remember, if you're in chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and say something. I am looking at the GateIO chat in here. I can see you all coming into chat. I can see you all. I can see everybody's name. I can see Feb Evans, Gate User, Mohammed, Atacon, Egley, Berber. I can see you in chat. It's a two-way stream. This is not a recording. If you have questions about this platform or the tokenomics or the roadmap, ask. If you don't ask, I will just go through the review, and if you're happy to watch that, that's fine. But if you have questions, ask in chat. Now, we're not going to go through too much of this. As I said, this is a new platform. It's got, what, 3 projects on here? That's it. I imagine if we go to some of the other categories, again, they have seeded the platform with content. It's not fully rolled out. But like I said, you don't need to be too critical at that. It's a new project. Now, they are going to launch a token. Okay, and that token we're going to look at in a minute. The NFT, I tried to look at this before, that's still coming soon. Okay, and you are going to be able to take part in the onboarding process. You've got the campaign prize and things like that. That's already gone. That's already happened. We're now already at the stage of going live. I'm going to show you their social media as well, where you can have a look and see what they've had to say about trying to onboard people. But I think what we need to do now is I think we need to lift the hood up. We need to have a look and we need to go through the white paper. Now, this is a lot of text. I appreciate I am not going to read all of this text out. This is not my job. My job is to review the project. It is not to sit here and be a narrator like Lord of the Rings. I'm going to pick out the salient points for you to understand. Okay? This overview talks about what they are doing. They are launching an education platform based on the blockchain to allow for blockchain payments to generate revenue and pay the educators. You are paying to be educated. It's one of the simplest models in the world. You want to buy a sandwich, you go to a sandwich shop, you buy a sandwich, you walk out. You want to learn about crypto trading, you go to academic labs, you pay $5, you watch the video course, you watch the videos, you walk away, you've now got that knowledge. There's no difference between buying a sandwich and buying an online video, other than one will make crumbs. So that's all it's going through on here. As you read this white paper, we invite you to join us on this exciting journey, and we look forward to working together to shape the future of education. Founder and CEO of Academic Labs, Terry Tan. Now, Terry Tan, of course, was the CEO that we saw a second ago on the GateIO page. So we're going to go and have a look at the team. You can see down here on the left. Can you see? Yes, you can. Team is number 11. We're going to go through the team. We are also going to go through the timeline. We're going to go through the token, and we're going to assess what we think of the tokenomics, what we think of the team, and what we think of the roadmap. And by the end of that, we're going to know if this is a project that we want to invest in or not. Now then, the market is more than likely going to talk about the fact that there are several massive players already in this industry. There are several non-Web3 related projects in this industry. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Now, we don't want to talk about the pandemic, that's not relevant, but it is relevant to the fact that people now learn a lot more online than they did 4 years ago. There were 1.6 billion learners in the world in 2021, half of which will access educational content through online education platforms. That's a sizable number to start with. 319 billion, growing at a compound annual rate of 9.23% during the forecast period 2020 to 2025. That is an awful lot of money in this category. That's why there are so many existing players. There are ones dedicated to learning how to play the guitar. There are ones dedicated to learning how to cook. There are ones that cover lots of different categories. Okay, Academic Labs, we've just seen, they seem to be focused a lot on crypto, IT, more kind of business related courses, which is fine. They can't cover everything. And of course, they're trying to appeal to the people that are already in the blockchain and already on Solana. So it makes perfect sense from that point of view. And there is the kind of growth that we are likely to see. It's huge, especially if you look in the Asia Pacific region. Online education has been boosted by the rise of massive open online courses. MOOCs, there's a term I've never heard before, which can provide educational resources from leading schools and institutions for free or at a low cost. MOOC enable learners worldwide to access high quality educational resources regardless of their location. Now, the largest one that I have heard of in recent times is the Saylor Academy, or the Saylor University, which was set up by Michael Saylor. All the courses are free and you can go and learn. And what they're trying to do is get to the point where they will give you accreditations, which you can then use as qualifications. Very similar to what Academic Labs are doing. And if somebody of the brain of Michael Saylor is looking to do this, then academic labs are in the right field. These statistics and market analysis results highlight the significant growth and potential of online education. And again, I am not going to sit here and say to you that online education has no future. Every single thing I have learned about crypto has been online, whether it be through Twitter and X, whether it be through YouTube or periodicals, websites themselves, reviewing the white papers that we're doing now. Everything in life is a learning opportunity, and online education is not really the next frontier because it's already here, but it's something which I think with AI especially, it can help you learn at your own pace. Okay, not everybody in the world has a right-sided brain or a left-sided brain. You've all got different brains, and you all learn different skill sets at different speeds. Somebody could learn to ride a bike in a day. It could take somebody else a week. But the person who spends a week learning to ride a bike could learn to swim in an hour. And the person who can ride the bike in an hour takes them 3 weeks to learn to swim. Your brains are all wired differently. So online courses, they help you learn at your own rate. They help you learn at your own speed, which is exactly what you want. So I understand how this is working, the limitations we don't need to go through. MOOCs clearly outperform the in-class teacher training. The only difference being that in class you have a feedback loop between the teacher and the pupil. Nowadays, however, if you look at school and class sizes, there are over 30 children per class. So that feedback loop has deteriorated a lot in the last 30 years, and kids are leaving schools and colleges without probably the level of education that they deserved. Again, we don't need to go through each of these, but you can see here, lack of enthusiasm for learning. Education is a big part of trying to get people into crypto and giving people as much information as they can to make educated decisions in crypto. So I'm a big advocate of online education, and enthusiasm in learning is also massively important. If you're in a class of 40, nobody notices you. You sit there and no one knows who you are. Online education allows you to sit there, and if you don't understand something, you just watch the chapter again. You watch the video again. If you're able to speak to somebody in an online chat room, even better. But isn't that better than sitting in a classroom with 50, 30, 40 kids where you're just looking at a video or looking at a whiteboard and not understanding what's being said? You can't rewind. So online education does have a place. In-class education also has a place. But I think that we are underdeveloped in the online arena. And again, I totally agree, it's not personalized. So I totally agree with everything they're doing. This white paper, it's common sense, it's not a cookie cutter one. The lack of AI analysis capabilities in online education platforms directly leads to defects in personalized teaching. Again, it's not just the speed at which you learn, it's the language in which you learn. Some people could watch me and completely understand everything I'm saying. Some other people can watch me and think I'm too slow, or I'm elaborating too much, or just get to the point, or whatever it might be. That's fine. If I'm not the right person to be educated from, watch somebody else. But if I am, and I speak to you at your speed and on your wavelength, then surely that's what online AI education should be all about. It should be about speaking 10 to the dozen for people who like to listen to people at 2x speed, but also then slowing it down and being able to rewind for people who may be tired, or they don't get it, or it's a difficult subject. So everything has to be tailored, and I agree with that entirely. Making sure we have enough time. So where are we? We're still at the beginning of the white paper. Right, lastly then, the technical overview. We're going to not read through each of these as well. I'm not too worried about the identity and encrypted payments. It's a blockchain. Of course, you can create a wallet you can fund that wallet and you can watch these videos and nobody's going to know who you are. So, you know, if you don't want your friends and family to know that you're learning about trading, don't use your credit card, use your Solana wallet. You know, you can remain anonymous. There could be people, maybe even Vitalik wants to learn a little bit about Solana and doesn't want people to know. So he comes here with his Solana wallet address and he pays to watch these videos. And then Vitalik learns all the mistakes he's made on Ethereum by watching the Solana videos. That's what I'd like to think anyway. Now, we've got all of these other things. Again, go and check them out. We're not going to read through these in each category. AI-based personalized learning. This is probably the most important thing that they are looking at. It uses AI tech to optimize course content and teaching resources, recommending suitable courses and materials based on each student's interests, abilities, and speed. The teaching approach can stimulate students' learning interest and improve the effectiveness. AI is also used to track learning and learning progress and feedback in real time, automatically analyzing their learning status and identifying problems they encounter during the way. AI tech is used to provide personalized learning paths for students. The platform can plan suitable plans for students based on their needs. After class, personalized feedback is provided to help students clarify their strengths and weaknesses. So again, this is what education is all about. In an ideal world, what would we want? We would want one-to-one tuition, where there is one student and one teacher, and that teacher goes at the pace of the student. That is not real life unless you are incredibly rich. However, 3 or 4 years' time, you will have AI avatars who will be able to teach you or your children or your class about baking, about crypto, about economics, whatever the subject is, and it will be one-to-one training. Teachers aren't going to like it. Maybe families don't like the fact that their kids are learning from a computer. We get all of that. There are inherent risks in biases as well. You know, you have left-leaning and right-leaning. You don't want the robots or the AI to have a political opinion. That's not what this is about. But at the end of the day, AI is a bigger force for good than it is for evil. And I think education is the single most important thing AI can do, and that is teach people. And why do I think that? Because yes, we can clean the oceans, yes, we can replant forests, but if we don't educate people, then why are we doing any of it? The level of education has dropped significantly over the last 40 or 50 years, and the level of the illiteracy has dropped. People can't add up. People don't know about economics. They're getting themselves into debt. They're leaving schools and colleges, and they have no idea how to budget their wages. Okay, this platform and AI, this is going to change the world for the better. And all of those biases that come with being educated by a human should hopefully go out of the window. And that, for me, is a godsend, because we do not want to live in a world where kids leave without an education. They can't spell, they can't add up. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be in the golden age of mankind, and yet we are dropping our education standards around the world. Now, the solution we've been through, we don't need to cover this off. We've already covered the AI, we've covered the Web3 payments. We know what the problems are with teaching online, we know what the problems are with teaching in schools, so we don't really need to cover that off. And again, I don't want to overly spend all of the time looking at these individual things, okay? So we are more than happy to move on to the tokenomics, okay? So there's a lot to this, but we're not going to, again, I'm not here to simply read out this website. That is not my intention. Circulating supply, 5 billion AX. And we're going to call it AX. I don't know how else you'd say ARX, but AX. There will be NFTs involved, as we've already mentioned. When you learn or when you educate, you are rewarded with learner and educator NFTs. So that will help you build up a portfolio of how you've helped people or been helped. They are incentivizing the learning through the token, which I think is solid. You can get discount for going into actual education centers. Referral rewards. I mean, these are all the utilities of the token. Okay, you can upgrade your NFTs. You can access premium content, participate in competitions, the teacher rewards. Again, you are rewarded in more tokens. You can upgrade your own NFTs, or you can exchange them for legal tender. So you can convert AX into USDT, USDC. You can also stake them on the platform for additional benefits, providing long-term commitment to the platform and stabilizing the token value. And then students who earn AX can purchase merchandise like school items of stationery, pay for discounted lessons from enrichment partners in the marketplace. So again, there is a lot of reason to hold the token. It's not just a case of receive the tokens, sell the tokens. So I like to see that as well, because one of the important things about gamifying experiences, whether it be education, whether it be DeFi, if you gamify something, then the emissions on those tokens go up. And if emissions go up, the price goes down. It's a simple mechanism. If you play a game and you get $10 to play that game, and 100,000 other people play that game and they all get $10, where does that $1 million come from? It comes from people buying the token, or it comes from people not selling the token. So as it says in here, staking the token will give you additional rewards. Maybe you don't want to sell the tokens because you are going to use them to pay for another video. Maybe the educator doesn't want to sell those tokens because he wants a higher tier of NFT, which then gives him more exposure, which in turn gives him more AX. Now, if you're going to pay for these courses, you're going to pay in USDT, and I imagine in the future you're going to pay with AX. Now, gamification is a race to zero because the sell pressure is incredibly high. In this instance, if you're having to buy the token to watch the videos or buy the tokens to become a subscriber, there is your buy pressure. And that just needs to find equilibrium with the sell pressure, because if I invest 50 to 100 hours of my time making this content, I am going to want to convert some of those tokens back into fiat. I am not going to make videos if the token price is going down every week. I'm going to sell the tokens as soon as I get them. So it's very important that they have all of this utility to keep the price of the token up. That's the key. It doesn't matter really about the market cap of academic labs in this instance. What it matters about is if I pay $5 to watch a video and 100 people pay $5 to watch that video, that's $500 worth of revenue for the platform. If the creator is receiving $300 to $400, that's $100 for the platform, $300 or $400 for the creator. There is a natural equilibrium of buying the $500 worth of AX and selling $300 to $400 worth of AX. There is your buy and sell pressure. And again, it doesn't matter if this is a $10 million or a $100 million project. That's not important. What's important is number go in and number come out. And in gaming platforms, there is no number go in. It is all number go out. And that's why they go to zero. In this instance, there is no go to zero because you have to buy the tokens to watch the videos. So it makes sense. Again, they are copying an existing Web 2 model, and they are just adding the Web 3 element, which is crypto payments. It makes perfect sense. Crypto payments and NFTs. So it all makes perfect sense. Okay. So the business model stacks up. Okay. So far, our first big green tick. Now, the distribution. Who is getting what? Now, I thought there was a graph somewhere. Maybe there isn't. Let's look at this first. Right, so we knew about this one. We've got the NFTs. We don't need to know too much about the NFTs. The NFTs are upgraded based on milestones and upgraded based on using the Axe tokens. So again, we don't need to look at that in too much depth, but that is, again, another great feature. Because, again, you want to show your status. If I joined this platform and I was going to hopefully try and teach people about crypto, I would want to be known as a good educator. And if I'm getting rewarded from those students with positive feedback, positive reviews, then I'm going to use that in my NFT to try and show other people that I am actually quite good at showing people about crypto. So it's a win for the educator as well. Now, this is the distribution we're looking for. Who gets what? So a quarter of the tokens are going to the ecosystem. Again, it's very solid. 7% to the treasury, more than fine. 7% for liquidity, again, more than fine. 25% for the community. Now, already we are up to 63%, two-thirds of the token. Okay, two-thirds of the token are already locked in for you guys. 2% public sale, that will have been probably initially to raise some funds. 15%, again, raise more funds, and then 20% for the team. So 37% is going to VCs, investors, and the team. Absolutely fine. Second green tick for me. This is a almost perfect breakdown. And why do I say that? Because my perfect breakdown is 2/3 for you, the community, and 1/3 for building the platform and rewarding the VCs and the team. And we are almost there. We're at 37% versus 63%. So it's almost perfect. So it gets a 9.5 out of 10. Again, I don't think we can see much better than that. Again, I'm keeping an eye on chat. If you are in chat on GateIO, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Let me know what you're up to. Atacon, welcome. Ford, Duck Kwan. Some names I can't pronounce. Lightning McQueen is in chat. Were you not in Cars? I think it was Cars. And lots of Gate users. BTC Assistant, Asia next, sorry. Welcome to the stream. Say hello. Let me know you're there. This is live. This is not a pre-recording. How long do we have left? 18 minutes. Perfect. Where are we up to? We are up to the roadmap. Okay, so we are doing well. So again, this started from Q2 2023. That is April, May, June last year. Registered the company, put everything in place. The funds, institutional investors, educational institutions and schools were contacted. Q3, general development, sourcing and comparison for development teams, online community, Twitter and Telegram. Again, we've been through that. End of last year, starting on the tech, platform development, token mechanisms, again, fine. First AMA for raising awareness, first festive giveaway and draw, very nice. Beginning of this year, launch of the MVP version 1, full stack development, NFT marketplace, again, perfectly fine. Focus on user acquisition, onboarding new learners, content creators, faculty partners. Marketing, launch of the rewards and onboarding campaign, which we saw before. We looked at the website, and the expected TGE. That is the token generation event. So they expected to do that in January, February, March this year. They didn't. It is now November. 6-8 months late. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the grand scheme of things. To be perfectly honest with you, from registering the company to launching the token in 9 months, that was a tough ask. I wouldn't have had that there. But again, we don't know how fast they were working. So again, April, May, June this year, beta tested. Feedback from the beta testers. Big launch of the platform. Again, that's now live. ICO listing of the tokens on DEXs and SEXs. That didn't happen. Again, The TGE didn't happen, so this didn't happen. It's pushed it forward. I think they're probably, based on this, 6 months behind, 5 months behind. Launch parties, efforts in seeking partners in the region to collaborate with. And again, Q3, which is July, August, and September. Platform usage, mobile development, features, expand partnerships, hosting forums, and improve user and community engagement. Again, overall, from this point onwards, they fell 6 months behind. But again, it doesn't matter. They're still super early to the game. Let's not bash them too much on this. They're still super early to the game. Now, just let me check my other chat and make sure everybody is here. Hello to everybody watching. Let's go back in here and carry on looking at this. So that was pretty much it from the timeline. I think that is fairly solid. I don't think we need to worry about that. Now then, the metaverse. Again, I personally think the metaverse is a waste of time. I don't think it's going to work for anything. I think Web3 gaming is terrible. I see Web2 companies moving into Web3 and making a success of it because they're already successful. The one exception for me is education. And I see an absolute need for online courses, online conferences, for example. What's the need in this day and age to fly 500 people from one part of Asia to another part of Asia? There's no point, is there? It can all be done online, all be done in the metaverse. So we can forget about the metaverse, in my opinion, for everything apart from education. For them to build a metaverse to allow people to walk around and interact is great. For them to offer online courses with avatars is great. The likes of Zoom already exist. The likes of Google Meet already exist. You could have online courses. You could have courses where there may be 5 or 6 people in a room with me, and they all pay $20 or $30 to be in that room with me. Ask any questions, listen to half an hour review, get some feedback. I would get $100. The platform might get, I don't know, $50. There's room for that. And if they want to do that in a metaverse, the technology is already built. So that is something absolutely that can be done. But for me, focusing on what they've done is the first step. Get a platform full of videos, get a platform based on AI that understands your learning speed, and then tailor courses to fit that. It's a big ask, okay? Let's make no bones about it. It's a big ask to get that done. But in 5 years' time, when AI has developed even more, you're probably going to have AI teaching all of the courses and doing all of the feedback and doing all of the exams, and every person will have their own AI bot, and you will pay $50 or $100 a month to get access to that bot, and that bot will teach you everything you need to know, or anything you need to know. So again, when you look at stuff like this, you know, humans teaching humans is probably a Victorian era style of teaching. AI teaching humans is a 2030 style of teaching, and we're not quite there yet, and we do need humans. And yet a lot of the people watching this will want to see a wrinkly man going slightly bald with stubble talk to them, rather than an AI bot that looks like The Rock. Okay, I get that. But in the future, maybe in 20 years' time, kids are going to be more than happy to be taught by AI versions of Elon Musk, for example. Anyway, let's get on to the team. Now, we can go through the team in multiple places, but let's just have a little look on here. This is Terry Tan. I have no idea what Terry Tan is wearing, but it's quite shocking. Whatever Terry Tan has got on there, he looks cool. His clothing. 18 years of working experience in education and VC. Terry is an experienced serial entrepreneur, has founded and run a chain of student care and tuition centres in Singapore. Very honourable. He taught bachelor's and master's degree programs in private institutions, also invested and advertised various companies in different stages. Terry is also an independent director of 2 SGX listed companies. He holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the National University of Singapore and an MBA in finance from the Nanyang Business School. He's also previously studied at Peking University in China. Again, solid background. Solid background. We don't need to go off and look at his LinkedIn. There are LinkedIn links on the website if you want to go and look at Terry's background, or Ryan's, or Keith, or Sky, anybody's background. They're all there. Now, let's go and have a look at Kenick Kak. He is the Director of Partnerships. Again, very funky. 10 years corporate banking experience at Japanese banks such as Mizuho Finance and SMBC as a corporate banker. Highly experienced in areas of financial planning. Very good. Big MNC client accounts. Again, solid. These are solid individuals, okay? You can tell from their experience what you are getting. Now, again, is that Game of Thrones? He is the head of marketing and listing. Ryan Chi, a multifaceted professional with expertise in Web3, AI, applied math, and business administration. He is a partner at League Blockchain Media, where he has multiple hats as project manager. Again, very competent individual. Okay, now we'll do one more. We're not going to go through them all. We are not here. This is not This Is Your Life. This is John Pangilinan, board advisor. He was the founder of Signum Capital, a personal investment holding company specialized in crypto startups with a realized IRR of 122%. Very nice. Holds advisor roles in Kyber Network. Again, solid. Sparrow Exchange, Oasis Labs, solid. He started his education is in mechatronics and switched to a degree in business. His first job was a banker in Standard Chartered Bank. He then had different roles. Again, solid. Now, one thing to bear in mind. We've looked at teams before where only one person had experience in the relevant tech. Other people were advertising or were marketing or totally irrelevant disciplines. Terry, Kenick, Ryan, and John, 4 for 4, solid backgrounds. Why? They have a combination of banking, business, technical, crypto. That's what you want. You want to be able to market your product, understand your product, and most importantly, know how to make money from your product. Business, marketing, tech, crypto, it's all there, okay? A solid team. They also have board advisors, Keith, Tan, Khan, and Gunter, all advisors to the board. So if any of the first three, Terry, Kenick, or Ryan, have any problems, they have a plethora of experience to fall back on. That's what you want, okay? What you don't want to do is put these 8 people in a room and ask them to make every single decision as a collective. It'll never work. What you want is you want them to meet up once a month, once every fortnight, discuss the strategy and the way forward, okay? That's why I am not bothered about this being 6 months late. It's 6 months late. It is not 6 years late. 6 months at this stage of the crypto life cycle is nothing, okay? It's going to be here for the bull run next year, and then for the next 4 years till the next bull run. People need to understand crypto. Where did I say before that I learned everything about crypto from? I learned it all online, and I learned it the hard way. I learned it from going down rabbit holes, Discord channels, Telegram, periodicals, website reviews, white papers. That's where I got all the information from. I know less than 1% of everything that there is to know about crypto, and I've spent 8 years studying it. And the reason I know less than 1% is every day that goes by, 100,000 things happen, and I catch 10 of them. So when you get 2 billion people wanting to learn about crypto. There's a massive number of people in Asia that want to learn about crypto, and a massive number of people that will want to invest. And this platform is going to service that need. And that need isn't here today. That need is here in 12 months' time. Because when we get to FOMO, when we get to $150,000 Bitcoin, where do you think people are going to look? Because they're not going to sit there and say, I'm going to go and buy a Bitcoin. I'm not going to go, or I'm going to buy half a Bitcoin. No, they're going to say to themselves, a large majority of them are going to say to themselves, I need to go and learn about crypto. I need to go and learn about Bitcoin. I need to go and learn about all of these different things. And you know what? I'm going to go and join Academic Labs. And Academic Labs is going to sit there and feed them 20, 40, 60 videos on crypto, Bitcoin, blockchain, Ethereum. And those people are going to learn. If they teach 1 million people, they will have made an awful lot of money. But they will have taught 1 million people. They will have educated 1 million people. And the more education we have, the less chance we have of pump and dumps and people's wallets being drained, all that kind of stuff, because they'll do it in the right way, because that's what education platforms do. They don't do it to try and trick people. So the team is solid. I'm just realizing we've only got 4 minutes left. The team is solid. Okay, so let's recap. Green tick for the tokenomics, green tick for the roadmap, green tick for the team, and green tick for the actual project itself. Okay, the only mar is the fact it's 6 months late. But again, we're so early, it doesn't matter. Okay, now before we give you my conclusion, we are going to head over and have a look at their socials so you can see what to do. Again, as I've said time and time again, your job with projects like this is to do your own research. So go and follow Academic Labs. Go and follow them. Go and check up on what they are up to. Okay? Academic Labs is an EduFi ecosystem that enhances personalization and ownership in sharing knowledge and skills. The first EduFi project on Solana ecosystem. And I think, fair enough, I think it is. Okay, followed by Gate Startup, which of course is why we're making this video, because they are going to be launching on GateIO in less than 2 days' time, 1 day and probably 19 hours from now. The first station of our listing begins with GateIO. Time to travel through this gate and begin a new journey. That was November the 7th, which was 2 days ago. And then we have the AMA down here with various different people. This is the weekly update from what a happy looking chap he is. Look at that. You don't even have to listen to him to know how happy he is. That's a good sign. We need happy people. I am not a happy person. He is far better an advert for Academic Labs than I. Moving down here, something is cooking, where meme culture meets utility, backed up by top VCs and listed on Gate. Always do your own research, not financial advice, and that is Ryan. Maybe Ryan is that chap there. Who knows? Again, this is all about the listing. Going down here, again, I don't know what connection there is between Academic Labs and CZ. I don't think there is a direct connection, but I didn't find the information connecting them together, so I don't think he is involved. I think he's just talking about the fact that CZ is working on his own education. Academic Labs is something different. Again, already listed on Gate, and this is literally just the start. The meme-ish culture and utility-based education coin is exactly why this is one of my top picks for the 2025 super cycle. Again, remember, don't listen to any of this, okay? Don't listen to any of this, right? Very simply, Lucas probably knows exactly what he's talking about. But to make the assumption that this is going to be a top pick for the 2025 super cycle when the token hasn't even launched is worrisome. I wouldn't listen to any advice like that. I also wouldn't call 2025 a super cycle because we don't know yet. So be bullish on projects that you have seen, but be careful that you don't fall into FOMO. There is always that. You need to do your own research and you need to carry out your own risk management, okay? Again, this is all to do with the GateIO startup. We have run out of time. Okay, so very quickly then, let me bring up, watch this now for snazzy moves. Look at that. Hello, everybody. Right then, very quickly, we've got no time left whatsoever. We've run out of time, so I'll very quickly go through this. What do I think of this project? It is full of green ticks. It is a solid project. This is something that you should go and look at. Buy, sell, or hold? That's the question. I am a hold stroke sell on this. Now, we don't know what the price is going to be when it launches, and we don't know the market cap. If this project launches at a very small market cap, then this could be a success. But we talk about the trade-off between deliverables and expectation. This is not really live, so we have to temper our ambition on this project. There are not 5,000 educational videos on this platform, so it is pure speculation for me at this point. I love the project, I love the tokenomics, I love the team, I love everything about them, but you have to carry out risk assessment. Would I buy this token now? No, but I would hold it. If this token goes live and the token 10x's, I would sell it. If the token goes live and it stays at around 50 to 100% of its launch price, I'd probably hold it. I did the same thing with Deep. That's the recent one that we covered. We held Deep. It did a 4x. I think it was a 4x. We sold it. Okay? I would hold Academic Labs, and I wouldn't sell it off the bat until I see what the price action does. I wouldn't buy it at this price today because I don't think it's a fully fleshed out solution. There's not enough information to see about AI. There's not enough videos on there. We don't know any of the metrics of the platform. We don't know how much money it makes. So for me, it's a hold, not a buy. Okay? But also, it's not a sell unless it goes up 400 or 500%. Anyway, thank you to Cyberpunk Danny. Thank you to Hidden Agendas. Thank you to Kishan. I believe, if I go back here, we have run out of time. Thank you to everybody that's watched this. I am going to share this review back on Twitter to Academic Labs so they can assess this review, see what they think of it as well. Always good to get feedback from the projects that we review. Until the next video, have a great weekend. You, as always, have been great. I have been Mike. See you soon.